right, good afternoon. We will call the meeting for the public safety for the city of Hudson to order, and we will do a roll call today. Oh, excuse me, it's November 9th. Roll call.
Alderperson Hall.
Here.
Alderperson Morset.
Here.
Alderperson Wakefield.
Here.
Thank you. We will have the approval, the regular minute meetings. I don't know if you want to wait until you have a copy.
Yeah.
Till our next meeting, so we'll skip over that. I'll skip over parking. What is that for? Just to say it's free?
It should have been removed.
Okay. But we did on Monday pass for the general public's knowledge, the courtesy parking from November 26th, or excuse me, November 22nd through January 2nd, I believe. So new business, we're going to start with the number 6A first, which is the fire dancer.
Yep.
And Drew, if you want to introduce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please come up to the podium and say.
Madeline Brugler here, she had reached out to us, so she's does performance with fire, and she reached out to us just to see what our requirements were, get approval, go over everything, how she performs and everything like that. This is more information. Mike Pruk and I met with her. She's very prepared, has all the appropriate insurance, is very safe, has a safety plan, everything. She'll talk to that, I'm sure. But this is more information just for your information, and then if anybody ever questioned who allows somebody in the public to play with fire, it was approved, right? I mean, it was, but she's very prepared. Just more information here, and just I'll let her explain it.
Yeah, so
State your name and your address for the record, please.
sure. My name is Madeline Brugler. My address is 1568 84th Street, New Richmond, Wisconsin. I have been doing fire dancing for about 5 years now. I am self-taught. I do have fire safety staff that accompany me to my fire performances. I am ministry-based, so my profits go toward mission work in Africa. I have worked with nearby cities. I have not yet worked with Hudson, wanting to gain the approval before moving forward with reaching out to different events and possible ways I can be here doing that. Otherwise, hopefully being able to do some on my own just down in the park, and being able to just kind of bring some joy to the community and do a little bit of work down there.
So have you filled out the packet and filed insurance? Is this just kind of informational right now?
Informational, yeah, she'll have to fill out that as a performer, I would imagine, or
Yeah.
how that works, I guess,
Yeah. And then, so you would reach out to people like the Hot Air Fair
Yes,
Committee and then do stuff in conjunction with that?
hopefully, yes.
Okay.
If they allow that or want that, then yes, I would love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions? And are you looking for a certain,
No, I just wanted to make you guys aware of it, just bring it forward. I mean, we approved it, she meets all our criteria, she has all the appropriate insurance, performer insurance. She has a safety plan that she has put together. I mean, it's very detailed, it's
Okay.
quite impressive, so.
I have no issues as long as that, when you do start, have that on file with the proper, I think, departments, both chief, police, and probably
So
you,
that's
Drew,
all
too.
part of the application
Okay.
packet when she wants to start, so.
Yep.
Do you have a video that we can watch?
Prepared with me. No, I do have some business cards. I am not super into making videos, but I probably should be. So my Facebook page is more just samples for when I reach out to people that they can kind of see what do I mean by being dancing with fire. So that's more what that page is. But I can leave some business cards if you guys would like to check out my work a little bit.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
By chance, is your dad named Jim?
He sure is.
I swam in high school with him.
Oh, wow. He is quite the swimmer.
So dad's a swimmer and you're,
Fire.
Yes, it works out somehow.
Well, thank you thank you
you.
for being responsible enough to come forward and lay that out. That's important.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you. All right, moving back to 5A, to the candlelight stroll, and we have the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Mary Claire Potter. If you would simply come to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
Sure, thank you. Mary Claire Potter with the Hudson Chamber of Commerce, 219 2nd Street.
Do we have anything different with the candle stroll?
No, last year we did request the closure of Locust and Second Street, and this year we're just requesting the closure of Locust Street, and then with some additional no parking on Second and Locust.
Any issues last year with that? A couple?
No, the issues came with closing Second Street. I think that was a little bit overkill. I think that was more confusing to people than anything.
Okay.
So we talked about it and thought that just closing Locust Street for that event would be more appropriate.
Excellent. Have you ever thought about going on the bike path in the park under the lights that you guys put up?
I think part of it is because the luminaries are all up and down Second Street and Locust Street and all of that, so, because we do carriage rides down in Lakefront Park that are lit by luminaries that night too, so we are in the park and then we're also on Second and Locust.
Okay.
Because the Helmer Dance Holly Dolls are in all the storefronts too, so there's kind of a lot going on downtown and also in the park.
Okay. Just a thought.
Nope, appreciate that.
Any other questions from members?
Move to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your ongoing support in the partnership with the city and the police department.
All right, thank you. Number 5B, Hot Air Fair. It doesn't look like we have a representative here today.
No, would have been available by Zoom, but I said, I don't think there's going to be any issues. Nothing's changed with this event in the last several years.
Parking's been working out great up there, the way they're doing one on.
We have really improved parking up there over the last couple of years. They work with Public Works to kind of push the windrow onto the property a little bit and actually allow people to park up off the roadway. So that's been working quite a bit. It keeps those roads plenty wide and the congestion issues are not as bad, so.
Excellent. Any questions for Hot Air Fair?
Move to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Always a good event as well. Number 7A, I guess, we can go back. Hold on, 7, I guess we'll go EMS updates. They're not here. Fire department updates.
Yep, just in your agenda packet was the 2 months' worth of calls, breakdown of calls, and then our time of day calls. Obviously, we're on record pace this year. We're just at 537 as of today, so we're 40-some calls over last year, a month and a half to go. Had some rather significant events over the year. Nothing in the city of great significance, just standard stuff.
Are you the full staff?
We are at full staff right now, yeah. Yep, at 40.
Okay. That's good, right?
It is, but like anything, there's certain periods of the day that we lack staffing because everybody's at work,
Daytime.
daytime. And especially, the hardest part is that 7 to 10 in the morning is because people don't want to get caught on a call if they have to be into work for something. So that 7 to 10, we really struggle to get people between 7 and 10. It's a bad time.
All right. Any questions?
So are you going to be putting in a proposal for full-time staff?
I will be. I had just talked to the administrator about that. I think the first thing we're going to do is we're probably going to look to do an RFP for staffing study to get direction and then to lay out a plan over time how to implement it. So that's, right now I'm gathering data on RFPs and some of the area departments that have done staffing studies already. I know Bayport's going through one right now. Lower St. Croix Valley is going through one right now. Lake Elmo just did one. So I'm reaching out to them to see where they're at, what companies are using, and then at some point we'll be coming forward with a request for proposal to go out.
So, have you had any incidents where you haven't been able to get enough firefighters?
No, we've always been able to get people. A perfect example is a couple weeks ago we had that house fire up on Trout Brook in the town of Hudson. We initially only had 5 people total. At one point, River Falls had more people at our fire than we had.
Oh,
So, again, at time of day, it was 9:30 in the morning, and we were able to staff an engine, and myself were the 5, and then we did get enough to get a tender up there, but it took quite a while to get all our equipment up there. And that's where mutual aid helps and comes in, but everybody's struggling with that too. St. Joe doesn't have the staffing, it's just the sign of the times. There just is nobody in these communities during the day, and everybody's call volume keeps going up, and there just isn't people to do it.
Well, and I believe that day for that specific event, you had several departments that refused.
Took passes also that couldn't come.
Decline the mutual aid request
Yep,
because they couldn't.
because they don't have staffing, they can't leave their communities, yep, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on my radar, it's not gonna be tomorrow, it's not gonna be
So
next
don't
year.
push it
Yeah, but I
as much
think
as you can.
the first step's gonna be get a study done to get a plan in place to move forward with how to implement it. So,
We knew that was coming eventually.
yeah.
Fire department, or police department.
Did you attach calls? No.
I did not.
Okay.
That's
And I
on
didn't
Facebook,
have it.
though.
It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. No real updates. We did fill our position with our vacant admin assistant spot that we had with Erin leaving. So she'll be starting on December 4th. So that'll be good to get her on board and rolling. Other than that, we're at full staff on paper. We got 3 injured right now and 1 out on family leave, so 4 short, but on paper, we're good, so.
Okay. Anything in particular we should be aware of in the community? Is the speeding continued problem?
The speeding thing hasn't really changed, right? There's certain areas are gonna have certain speeding areas during certain times of the day, right?
Right.
9th Street, for instance, in the morning when kids are going to school and people are going to work, and in the afternoon when kids are leaving school and kids are going, people are coming home from work. 11th Street's the same way. Been battling Stage Line Road a little bit with some excessive speed out there that people are concerned with. And it's just a matter of raising awareness and doing some educational enforcement and trying to get there when we can.
Have you touched base with, I want to assure the public and this committee that we are working on a traffic taming policy for the city of Hudson.
We asked if it was going to be ready for this meeting, and it was a no.
Okay.
But we're hopeful for December's meeting that it's ready to roll out.
Okay.
At least a draft for you all to look at.
Good, because that's what I was going to say, because Lynn and I had chatted as well, saying, okay, if they're busy, then let's kick it back down here and let us take a couple shots at it, at developing it. We've done it before, ordinance, and then we just send it to the lawyer to do all the legal stuff.
Yep, there were a couple projects that they were trying to finish up here before
Yep.
winter really hits home, and then there's some grant deadlines and things that they were trying to get in underneath, so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hopeful that here in the next month, they'll be able to at least have a draft.
But I'd just like us making the commitment that we're gonna get this done to help, so we can start addressing these spot issues throughout the city on a consistent policy basis. Right? Wouldn't that address your concerns and yours?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks, Jeff. Any other business before us? Are we going through these incident reports?
No, they're just for reference, they're just for
Yep.
the file.
Anything for future agenda? Hopefully the traffic taming policy.
We'll be very busy once that's done.
Well, and at that point, there's some times where you just let staff do it.
Well, I think that's the point of the policy, right, is the way I understand it, when it's completed, if a citizen has a complaint or concern about something, it goes to staff. Myself, Drew, Mike, and Aaron will look at it, determine if there is a problem, right, by researching the issue. If there is a problem identified, then we will come up with possible solutions, and then we'll bring the issue and the potential solutions forward to you all to make a decision on what to do.
Yeah.
And then it was my understanding too from Aaron, then after that, there is still continues to be data collection to see if what we're doing
If what we're doing is effective, yep.
is effective, and if it's not, then try some, that there's going to be kind of a flow chart, and feedback around, continue to be data-driven, so
Correct.
it's consistent.
Right, because oftentimes we just have one person that says, hey, I perceive an issue here, and when we research it, it's not really an issue. Sometimes it is an issue, as we found out with several areas, right? And then it's, well, how do we best address this issue in the short term and in the long term when that street or area comes up for redevelopment? You know, so that's kind of the idea behind it.
Good.
Thank you.
Any other business before this committee? Seeing none,
Move to adjourn.
is there a second? This committee stands adjourned. Thank you.